This is the 10th of January 2008, and this is the Viva Musical Theatre Assessment.
So this is Reese Rock Cluster, case number KC35661.
Okay. First question is, discuss professional working relationships and the impact of this in the rehearsal and performance process.
So during the rehearsals, it's good to have a bonding relationship with your peers, because therefore that's when you develop a social working, a good social working environment, which impacts on your performance. During the rehearsal periods, there were a lot of negative impacts that have affected a lot of people, such as attendance, with quite a lot, which affects the whole working group and the whole working process of the group. And specifically to my performance as well. So when people aren't in, it affects you in the long run. So for example, during when we were rehearsing for 96,000, there were times when one or two people went in, and it's almost like you're rehearsing by yourself. And it's quite a negative impact. Sorry. Can I move on to the next question? Sorry.
Yeah. Which question? Question 6.
Yeah.
What transferable skills have you gained from this module, and how will it benefit you as an actor?
So through the vocals that I've used, I believe that in acting, I've learned where to position my voice. So, for example, when I go on to professional work in acting, I believe that on stage I'm able to position my voice in a certain way to give certain phonation, to give certain pitch and range, which invokes different feelings and emotions on the audience members. For instance, in Sweeney Todd, when I was performing in Sweeney Todd, I realised that I would have to invoke quite a low pitched tone, or quite a low tone, to give the feeling of kind of like despair and like kind of like anguish. And let's say in a play later on, if I was to do the similar thing, then I can then invoke that certain emotion onto the audience members. Also as well, from this course, I'm able to realize how to work as a team with other people. I'm able to know how people act around you, and I'm able to understand a different working relationship with other people. Going back to the pitch and dynamics, when working with 96,000, before I wasn't able to rap, I wasn't able to use my tongue in this certain way. And so I believe that in doing this, and in doing the exercises beforehand, such as tongue twisters, and such as tongue twisters, I'm able to use this on stage and allow myself to kind of sort of develop a new range of skills, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, next question. Question 5. How does the application of pitch, rhythm and sung voice technique change your approach to creating and performing the character?
So, as I said beforehand, with pitch, for example, let me go for 96,000. With 96,000, it was very rhythmic with the rapping, and so I believe that Sonny, he's a character who he's very aggressive, but he's young and aggressive, and he's like kind of learning the way of the streets. And so I believe with pitch and rhythm, I'm able to invoke a kind of like a lower pitch and a kind of like smooth rhythm in order to develop on this character, and in order to allow the audience to see how Sonny is as a character, you know. and also in comparison to Dear Evan Hansen, the character who I was playing, he had more of a higher pitched tone, and this puts on a different sort of emotion on the audience members. So if I was compared to Sunny, kind of lower pitch rapping, fast rhythm, it gives this feeling of okay, and aggressiveness. This gives this kind of feeling of okay, on the audience. This guy doesn't really. He's about his. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he wants. Whereas with the character I was playing in Dear Evan Hansen, you can kind of tell that with the pitch, you can kind of tell that he's very. He doesn't understand. He's not understanding of the character. He's not understanding of the main protagonist. He doesn't really care about the main protagonist. Yeah.
Okay. Question 3. How do you avoid dualism, the artificial division of mind and body, when acting for musical theatre? Evaluate why this is an important element of craft.
Okay, so dualism. Okay. Sorry. When you, it's all about the dual consciousness of the character in dualism. Okay, so the mind and body. So in order to fully get into character, you need to focus on the mind and what the character is going through. So everything the character is going through. For example, there are different activities that you can do in order to get fully into the body of the character. For example, hot seating. This is an activity where you think everything about the character, think what the character would be doing in the later future, and you get someone to ask you questions about the character, get someone to ask you questions and you answer the questions as the character himself. For example, the Sunny, when I would, if someone was asked me a question and I would answer as Sunny, I would then understand that he's quite an aggressive character, he's quite a young character. I would answer in that manner, if that makes sense. And it's important because it makes characters, I guess, when you avoid dualism, it makes characters more believable when acting through theatre. So you act as, you completely avoid acting as yourself, and you completely engage in acting. Yeah.